Alright, I'm kind of arranging this video a little bit differently, frankly, just because it felt like it, and I just wanted to change things up a bit. So you've already seen the guitar by now. There's no sense in trying to surprise anybody. But I wanted you guys to actually hear it, and then we'll go through everything that's in the box together and see what this thing's all about. Full disclosure, I guess these folks were at Henning Pauly's place this past year at his annual Gear Street event. Yes, if you didn't know, Henning Pauly actually hosts his own trade show at his house every year. So while I would certainly like to thank Henning, for he's extended the invite to me several times in the past. I just, I have family obligations and things like that have always prevented me from being able to go. Anyway, I understand these folks were at Gear Street this past year, and unlike a lot of other companies who have tried a similar design in the past, and sucked ass at it, by the way, apparently Enya got it right. So I saw Glenn Fricker's video on this, and most of the story is, I recognize I'm just repeating what he said if you've seen that video. I was so impressed with what I saw in his video, I decided to reach out to Enya myself and see if they would be interested in having this guitar featured in front of my audience. So that's how this thing came to be. So with that said, I do need to disclose up front that this is in fact a sponsored video. However, I was very upfront with Enya and told them that all opinions are mine and mine alone. What they are compensating me for, of course, is the demonstration to my audience, to go over all of the features and benefits and all that kind of stuff with you guys, as well as the video that I'm producing, which to them, of course, is marketing material. That's enough yip yap. Let's get this thing out of the box, shall we? It's worth noting, I'm not going to use this, but you see this box actually has some pull tabs, some perforated pull tabs that you can just yank this thing and rip it right open. I'm actually going to cut the tape because in the instance if I need to send it back or something, then I want the box to still be intact in order for me to do so. Alrighty, so here, it's actually two boxes we gotta open with this thing, by the way. This looks like the charger and the power supply, the trim arm. Looks like a push-in trim arm, and looks like a truss rod tool and some Allen keys, manuals, etc., etc. So basically, all of the goodies. The electronics goodies. Next, okay, so comes in a gig bag, which I knew about. Understanding it's probably a pretty nice gig bag. This thing, they also wrap in this cloth material thing. And we have a guitar wrapped in more cloth plastic, or not plastic, but more cloth stuff thingy. So far, feels pretty good. And a couple of free snacks, by the way. Ooh, that's sharp looking. Feels, I like the way the neck feels already. That is a smooth playing neck. Wow. Wow, I'm excited to try this. This is cool. This is very cool. I gotta admit, I was thinking I was probably gonna sell this thing as soon as I was done with the video and all that kind of stuff. But I'm already thinking I may end up keeping this thing. This is a really cool guitar. Just for the guitar factor, without all the added electronic stuff that make this thing unique. Just so you guys get a back of it, it's kind of got this is a carbon fiber guitar. This is not made of wood. So this is a carbon fiber guitar, I'm understanding, but it's it's got that carved neck joint. Super cool. Super cool. The truss rod adjustment there is at the base of the neck, and they did include a tool for that. Also, I like truss rod adjustments there. I think it's pretty cool. I hate having to I don't hate it, but you know, just messing with getting underneath the strings on the headstock is not always real convenient. Looks like the nut is actually part of the guitar as well. In other words, that's not a separate. The nut there is not a separate piece. Frets look like they're stainless steel. I'll double check the specs, but I think those are stainless steel frets. Dressed very, very well. This is very smooth feeling. Needs to be tuned a little bit, but right out of the box, I've heard a lot worse. This is gonna be so cool. I'm so excited to try this. As it turns out, the unboxing portion of this video that we've done thus far, I just now realized that I forgot to hit record on that camera. So I don't know how much of this segment you guys are actually going to see. Probably not going to be as much as I had hoped, unfortunately. But here's the highlights. I think you guys were able to see this on this camera, but here is the package of goodies. Like I said, there's a charge cable, a USB cable, etc., etc. The gig bag that it comes with, and this is a pretty nice padded gig bag. This isn't a cheap gig bag at all. This is a pretty nice soft case. Now, that's part one. That's not the only thing that we get to unbox with this guitar, because, and I don't know what's in here, they also sent this box along with it. Just a small little white cardboard box is what we got. And yep, that is what it is. It is, in fact, a 4-button foot switch for the guitar. Let's see. So there's a close-up of it. If you can read the label, read the instruction, not the instructions, but read the labels, how the buttons are labeled on there. They say, starting from left to right, first it says switch to clean bank, switch to overdrive bank, switch to distortion bank, and switch to high gain bank. So, I mean, seems like you could set this thing up, almost like a 4-channel amp if you wanted to. Then, of course, there's a QR code in the middle that says, scan the QR code, download the Enya Music app to learn more. And you can also hold the 2 middle buttons together. It says press and hold simultaneously, entering pairing mode. Oh, hey, video editing Robert here. I realized I got a little carried away with the unboxing portion and forgot to explain the next couple of segments of this video, which are going to make a lot more sense if they are explained in advance. So, this guitar operates in 2 different manners. You can use it with the onboard amps and effects and stuff like that, and you can, that way you can plug it straight into a recording interface. You don't even need an IR or anything, a virtual speaker cab or anything like that on the back end. Matter of fact, the guitar solo that you heard at the very beginning of this video, that's how that thing was recorded. So no amp, no nothing. That was the guitar plugged straight into the interface. Period. End. No effects or anything on the back end either. However, it can also be played like a traditional electric guitar. In other words, you turn all that stuff off and just plug it straight into an amplifier. And in regards to the full track at the beginning of the video, once again, yeah, that's what the rhythm portion of that track was. That was the guitar plugged straight into my Laney IRT Studio that I use to record most of the demos on this channel. And to differentiate between the two, this is what I will refer to as passive mode for a lack of a better description. So here is a quick playthrough demo of the guitar in passive mode with all three pickups and some different tones and stuff. I was going to do a deep dive into the Enya music app, but there's actually a lot going on in there. So here's a few quick quick screenshots of the recording just so you get an idea of what it looks like. This is what you can use to go in and actually edit each of the different amps slash modes slash channels, however you want to describe it, within the guitar itself. So once you have those set to your liking, then, well, here's how those sound. Like I said, I was gonna go in and do a deep dive into the app itself, but it's there's a lot going on into it, and honestly, it's gonna make this video way too long. And quite frankly, I think that's really part of the fun of it, of this guitar yourself, is going through and messing with all the sounds. And you should be able to do that on your own once you have your own specimen of this guitar in your possession. Not sit around and watch me do it. So, but now at least you have an idea of what it is and something to look forward to when you get it. We're going to summarize. Value, $600 with the foot switch, with the gig bag that's probably a 7 or an 8 out of 10, and the top-notch build quality. Got to give overall value a 10. And again, this is not just for beginners. This is for experienced players. This is for people on the go. This is for studio musicians. This thing is a carbon fiber guitar, meaning that it is built to last. Meaning that it is more than appropriate for gigs. Build quality, 10 out of 10. I don't care about the name on the headstock. As much as I love the Fenders and the Gibsons and the Music Mans and the BC Riches and the Ibanez's and the Schecters and the Deans and all the stuff, all these brands, I just named off all brands that I own guitars from. I love all those brands. I love all those brands. I love their history, those brands' histories. I love all that stuff. But the truth is, there are a lot of new up-and-coming guitar brands that are building really, really, really high-quality guitars. And in most cases are not American. Enya is absolutely in that category. Sound quality, 8 out of 10. It doesn't sound like you're plugged into a Marshall JCM 800. I'm not going to pretend like it is. But to have that expectation is extremely unrealistic. So, for a built-in amplifier, what you do get, absolutely nothing to complain about. Absolutely nothing to complain about, and will absolutely get the job done. And sounds really, really good for what it is. Appointments. Give it a solid 8 out of 10. Some locking tuners might not have hurt, just to just to speed up string changes, and it would have elevated that just a little bit. But stainless steel frets, neck through construction, carbon fiber body and neck throughout, as well as the rotary truss rod adjustment and the rotary spring adjustment on the back. That I really, really like. That's really well thought out. and a vintage style tremolo that's not one of those Floyd Roses that, especially, the beginners and experienced players alike hate messing with a lot of times. We're getting a lot of guitar for the money with 500 bucks. Nothing to complain about with that at all. Setup, 8 out of 10. Of the 40-ish guitars here that I have hanging on the wall next to me, or anywhere else in this house for that matter, I think I have one, maybe two of them that, that played perfect right out of the box. The rest of them, any guitar, I don't care what you paid for it, I don't care what the price tag is or who made it or any of that stuff. Just about any guitar is going to need a few adjustments out of the box. Guitar manufacturers will set them up with what they call a factory setup, meaning they're playable out of the box. They might just not be playable to your particular liking or your specs, your specifications. That's why all guitars need a custom setup out of the box in some form, fashion, or another. This guitar was no different. That said, even before I made my adjustments, I almost decided to proceed to make this video without making any adjustments, just to, because it did play pretty well. I decided at the last minute to go ahead and set it up to my personal specifications because I wanted to see how easy it was, particularly with the rear, the tremolo spring adjustment on the backside. And they absolutely did design make the adjustments on this guitar, again, with anybody, any level guitar player in mind. Playability, like I said earlier, 10 out of 10, no notes, great job. The neck on this thing is absolutely phenomenal. Unless you like great big fat Gibson baseball bat style 50s necks, or something like that, I can't imagine anybody not wanting to play this guitar. So this holiday season, and any other time after that for that matter, you need to make an effort to check out the links down below. You can buy this guitar direct from Enya, or there's also an Amazon link that you can buy from. Either one of those will put one of these guitars in your hot little hands. Also, please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you have already gotten a chance to play one of these here fine instruments, and if so, I would love to hear what you think. If you haven't gotten to play one, I would love to hear your thoughts down below as well. And finally, last but not least, if you haven't already had the opportunity to hit the subscribe button to this channel, you really should, because I post gear videos like this one on here fairly often, and I got a family that I need to feed, and your support by subscribing to this channel and watching these videos, particularly if you're able to hang in there all the way to the end, all do quite a bit to helping me accomplish those needs. So go check out the Enya Inspire. Thank you very much to Enya for sponsoring this video. It was truly an honor to get to feature this guitar on this channel. I haven't been this excited about a piece of gear that I've received for demo purposes in a long, long time. Adios.